Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amelia and today we are kicking off another reading vlog, but I decided I wanted to amp up like the difficulty, intensity, if you will. And so we're gonna do a 24-hour reading challenge with the caveat that I made it through my degree without pulling any all-nighters, so I'm not about to start now. So we're gonna do the style that I saw, it was Haley Pham do, where she timed the hours she read on her phone and did it over several days. So that is my plan. I was originally hoping to do this over like 3 days, but I kind of put off starting it and now it's 6:22, so probably looking more like 4 days, hopefully not 5. In terms of what I'm going to be reading, I am about 100 pages into The Counselor by E.J. Beaton, and this is a political fantasy that I picked up at Book Outlet in one of my earlier vlogs. And then I have an enormous pile of books from my library. First I have Fevered Star, which I checked out and then only realized afterwards is the second book in a series, and I haven't read the first one. And then next up we have Rage of Dragons by Evan Winters. This is another one where I don't really know the plot, but dragons, I know a lot of people like this. Fantasy, all things I love, so that's probably going to be one of the ones I am more eager to get to. Next up, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I know a lot of people like this, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the Broken Earth trilogy, so I wanted to give N.K. Jemisin another shot, see if I like some of her other stuff before I decide if she's the author for me or not. We also have The Shadow of What Was Lost. I'm probably not going to read this in this vlog just because it's very long, and I feel like for a 24-hour readathon challenge, I need to read things that are like a little bit shorter so that I feel like I'm getting through more stuff, moving on to new topics. Then we have 3 books that I've had for a while. So I have On Writing by Stephen King. This one is pretty short, so I'll probably try to read it as like a little bit of like a palate cleanser between some of these fantasies. Then we have Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is one that I do want to read this month, but I don't know, something just keeps preventing me from picking it up. I don't know what it is. Finally, we have A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I think I'm actually not going to read the library copy because I really enjoyed Priory, so I kind of want to get a copy of each of them for myself, so I don't want to have read the library version and then buy a copy because then I'm not going to obviously read it again, so then I'll just have a copy that I haven't read. Okay, so I think that is all that I had to cover, so yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and jump into some reading. Good morning, friends. It is now the next day. Yesterday I managed to get a decent bit of reading done. Definitely not 24 hours, but I'm 3 hours and 30 minutes in, so I doubt that I'm probably gonna have enough time to finish that over the next 2 days to make it a nice round 3 days. It's probably gonna look more like 4, just because 10.5 hours a day of reading is a lot. I have other things that I like to spend my time on, but I'm now up to just over halfway in The Counselor. I think I have about 250, probably about 200 pages left, so finish that off this morning probably, just a couple hours left of reading, and then I'm probably gonna then I'm probably gonna have to go to the library after that because I want to pick up Black Sun before they take it off hold. And I'm really interested in reading that one. I don't know why, I just like the covers look very intriguing. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then another one that I should get to is Jade War because I need to read it before I have to return it. I don't know why, I just have this thing where I don't feel like picking this up even though I know it's so good. Like everybody loves it. I liked the first book, so hopefully at some point I'll get to that. But yeah, plan for this morning, finish this book. I have some other stuff I'm working on that I need to do, and then go to the library to pick up Black Sun. Good morning. So, last night I got up to 8 hours of reading. I'd show you, but I'm filming this on my phone, so I'll show you later. And I finished The Counselor. So, apparently I read slowly because this book's only like 450 odd pages, and it took me like 8 hours to read it, and I'd already started it. So, I guess that just is what it is, not much I can do about that. I did think this was pretty good. I had a few problems with it, which I will discuss in my monthly reading wrap-up, but overall I enjoyed this. I did think it was a standalone though, and apparently there is a sequel coming out like next week or so, so I'll probably read that at some point, but I don't know that I'm gonna like rush out to get it because I just have so many books that I need to read. Now I need to pick which book I'm going to read next. I'm either going to read Jade War, or I still have to go out to the library and pick up Black Sun, so that's also a possibility. But I think for this morning, I'm not totally sure. I might do some other stuff for a little bit and then come back to reading. Because I guess I still have to read like 8 hours each day. So, oh gosh, Gemma says hi. Should I let Gemma choose next read? Gemma, what should I read? Okay, I actually have 3 selections for her. We got Fevered Star, which would actually be Black Sun. We got Rage of Dragons. I don't think she's actually going to do anything with these. And we got Jade War. Let's see if she has an opinion. Gemma, do you want me to read one of these? Oh, she literally just wants to get into my lap. Do you just want to get in my lap? You don't care? You don't care what I read? Unfortunately, I don't think Gemma's participating in this. Okay, so I've reached a decision. I'm going to start with Rage of Dragons for today. So I think I'm gonna do about an hour of reading now and see how far I get. Hello, so I am about an hour and a half into reading today, and I'm in bed just because my head feels kind of like lightheaded. I don't really know why, but I'm just going to spend some time sitting in bed, relaxing. Hopefully that goes away. And I'm about 87 pages into, hit myself in the book, Rage of Dragons, and so far I'm enjoying it. The one thing that does bother me a little bit, and I feel like this is like pretty common in fantasy stories where it's like, well, I mean, not that common, but anyway. So the people that were like from the perspective of, they like lost their homeland. So they came to this new land, fine, but there were people already there. So they just kind of took it by force of arms. But then we're also sort of like because we're from their perspective, they're kind of presented as like the good guys, but it's like, are they really the good guys? Like they took this land by force. So I'm not really sure why like they're presenting the tribes who are still fighting to get their home back as like the bad guys when it's like, well, this is their land, this is their home, these people are just like colonizers. So I don't know if they'll
address that somehow later. I would assume so. Otherwise, it seems like kind of like a big oversight. Like it makes it hard to root for these people when I'm like, well, they're not exactly good people, you know? So we shall see how that pans out, if that's kind of like addressed somehow. But other than that thing, so far I'm enjoying it. We're following a kind of like a young guy who's like a lower caste, and and they have like required military service, but he doesn't want to do that because he wants to marry this girl, and there's like this test thing coming up. And I have a theory that this girl is going to test and be one of the like gifted like magic people that they have, so she's gonna have to go away and do that, and his whole like plan of like faking or getting an injury that sends him permanently home so he can marry her is gonna be for nothing because she's not gonna be there. So that's my theory, and the testing is coming up in like the next few pages, I think, so we shall see. I probably won't say whether or not my theory is correct because that will be a spoiler. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some more reading, and I'll update you in a bit. Hello. So I would have got up for this update, but I am pinned down by Miss Mimi here. So I'm now 4 hours into my reading for today. So to be on track, I need to get another 4 or so hours in. But I think I'm gonna take a bit of a reading break, try to do some exercise, and then my partner will probably be home, so we'll probably hang out, and then I'll do some reading again later. But all this depends on whether or not Mimi's gonna let me up. She's laying on my arm, so I'm a prisoner. Alright, so it is now 8:30 p.m. and I'm about 7 hours into my reading for today, so only about an hour left to go. I messed up my timer because I had to restart my phone, so the timer reset. So I'm trying to like run it when I'm not reading to like get it back up to what it was before, so that I can have a satisfying 24 hours on it at the end. So that's something I'm working on in the meantime, but I'm still having like a good time with the reading, but I do kind of like at this point I kind of feel like doing something else. But it's just 1 more hour to get through for today, and then 8 more tomorrow. So yeah, I think, what did I end up doing this over? Like 4 days or 3 days? I think it was 4. So definitely would be a lot more challenging over like 2 or 3. So let me know if you want to see in the future a more condensed version of this. But yeah, so far I'm still having a good time, still enjoying Rage of Dragons. I'm about, I guess that's like 2/3 of the way through, and it's kind of like military school at the moment, so I'm not really sure what happens in the rest of the series. It sounds like there are a bunch of things kind of coming to the head, so yeah. I'm gonna try to finish this last hour of reading. I've got myself a bowl of ice cream to motivate me, and I'll probably check in tomorrow. Hello. So it is now Friday, almost 11 o'clock, and I'm now 17 hours in, and I just finished Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to picking up the next one. But for now, I think the next thing I'm going to pick up is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, partially because it's not too thick, so I can definitely finish it in the time we have left, and also like her writing style is usually like pretty like quick to read, and I'd like to, I don't know, read something kind of easier now, and the font stuff is pretty large, so I think I'm going to pick up this one next. And yeah, we just have 7 hours remaining, so hopefully I can get that done today.
I'm just about finished City We Became, so I managed to get to 3 books. I had just started The Counselor before, and I just didn't finish this, so I managed to get a decent amount of reading done. I just say I'm a little bit disappointed that it took me 5 days to do it, because I really wanted to do it in like 3, so maybe I will try again in the future and try to condense it a little bit more. Overall, it was a pretty good experience. I have to say, like, towards the end it became a little bit like, okay, I don't really want to read right now because I spent so much time reading this week. I'm going to do some of my other hobbies, because reading is not the only thing that I do in my spare time. I like to hang with my partner, play games, that kind of thing. So it did get a little bit tiresome, but I think by having it over 5 days, it like really wasn't too bad. So I do kind of want to challenge myself to do it in a shorter amount of time, but we shall see. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But yeah, I managed to read The Counselor, I read The Rage of Dragons, and then I read most of this. I have I think 20 pages left, so it's definitely more than I would usually read in a week, so it was definitely a very good challenge for if you want to increase your reading volume. But yeah, overall, I think it's something that I would try again, try to condense a little bit. I don't know if I'd recommend it for everybody, but it definitely works if you feel like you're a little bit behind on your TBR and you want to catch up a little bit, because I managed to almost read 3 books, so yeah. Overall, a pretty good experience, I would say. I would like to try it again, as I said, so yeah. I think that's all I have for you today, though, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.